Hello, good evening. Good evening. So, so welcome to yet another session of Ask Me Anything on my YouTube channel. So today we are going to, yeah, Marcia, good evening. Good evening, Arvind. So today we are going to discuss about water. So water is very important. Okay. All of us know that, the world is made up of water 70%, and human body is close to about, again, 60 to 70% of water. So water is something on which life, see, if you look at evolution, believe that life actually started from water, and it is because of water that life sustenance is also happening. Okay, so let's see what Ayurveda has to say about water, and then we can get into your questions. Okay, so water in Ayurveda. What does Ayurveda say about water? So let's start. Okay, so water in Sanskrit it is called Jala, Ambu, Toya, Up. Okay, a lot of synonyms for water. Okay, and it is one among the Mahabhutas, the five Mahabhutas. So that much of importance has been given to water. So 70% of the earth is water, and our body is over 60% of water. So if water is taken care of, then 60% taken care of, and 70% of nature is also taken care of if we know how to handle water properly. Okay, so let's get into this. So the properties of water. So what does water do? So it Ashtanga Hridaya, this is from the what you call the fifth chapter, Drava Dravyadi Vijnaniyam, and it's given, the properties of water. Jivanam, Tarpanam, Hridyam, Hladi, Buddhi, Prabhu. I will just give you the meaning of it. Okay, Jivanam, it is life promoting. People cannot survive without water, without food, or food, yes, more, but with what? Without oxygen, yes. But apart from that, water is the one that actually provides us life. So it's called Jivanam. Tarpanam, it nourishes. Okay, anything in the body, mostly whatever has to get absorbed inside the system is normally dissolved in some liquid or some water for it to get absorbed. So it is the one that actually is a substratum for nourishing the body. Hridyam, it is satiating. You drink a little bit of water, you feel wow, you feel great. It is satiating. Hladi is you feel happy. Hladi means ahlada. Okay, it gives you happiness. Buddhi prabodhanam, it activates your intellect. You get up in the morning, okay, you wash your face with water. It can be externally. You take a shower also. Okay, it can be externally or internally. You drink a little bit of water. Immediately, you become fresh. Tanu means it is thin. Okay, in the sense, it is not thick. It is very thin and can flow very fast. That's why it's called Tanu. Avyakta rasa, its taste, even though some people say it is Madhura Avyakta rasa, even though it is predominantly sweet, but still, we say Tanu. Tanu means thin, and it is Avyakta rasa. The taste of that is not really distinguishable. Okay, Laghu, it is light. That means it digests pretty fast. Okay, Sheetam, it is cold to touch, and it is Amrutopamam. It is considered to be like nectar. Okay, so this reference is from Ashtanga Hridaya, and what else does Ayurveda say about, or what else does Ashtanga Hridaya say about water? We'll get into one by one. Okay. So the contraindications of water, where a person is not supposed to drink water. When a person has got low digestion. Some people say, I'm not feeling hungry. I think I'm not digesting well. Let me drink some water. It is not good for you to drink too much of water when you have got indigestion. Okay, anemia, ascites where you have pandus basically. Okay, so where if you have got too much, ascites, we call that udara roga. Don't drink water. Grahani roga, if you feel like passing motion immediately after eating food, don't consume too much of water. Swelling in the body, water not to be consumed too much. If you have got diarrhea, this is interesting. Okay, so diarrhea in the initial stages, we call that ama atisara. The moment you get diarrhea, it's always, you can probably help it go. Okay, but don't drink too much of water because it does not help in your condition. But after you have passed all the diarrhea, then you should slowly start consuming water. Piles, okay, when the piles is very active, don't consume too much water. Okay, but if you are feeling too thirsty, then you can have a little bit of water. Okay, that means it's not completely contraindicated. If you feel that thirsty, yes, you can have a little bit of water. Okay, now where is it indicated? In Sharat and Grishma, that means in autumn and summer, you have to drink water really well. And in other seasons, you have to drink only little water. Okay, that is even for a healthy person. You don't have to drink too much of water. But in summer, yes, you feel hot. And even in next season, which is slightly also on the warmer side, you can drink water. But other seasons, drink little. Okay, you can have water around food. That means you can have water before food, you can have water along with food, and you can also have water after food. Okay, it will actually give you a different result. Okay, now cold water versus hot water. Cold, what happens when what does cold water do? It manages intoxication, in the sense, it can be poison, or it can also be alcohol or any other substance. If you're intoxicated, consumption of cold water or taking a shower in cold water will make you feel better. It removes tiredness. If a person is unconscious, water brings back consciousness. It helps in managing vomiting, dizziness, thirst, heat of the body, and also poison. So cold water is indicated in all these conditions. Hot water is not mentioned. Hot water is not indicated in these. That's what I'm trying to tell you. In conditions where hot water is indicated, cold water is not indicated. So hot water is basically a little bit as an appetizer and also digestive, but not in excess quantity, in minimum quantity. Okay, you drink hot water, it actually clears your throat. So you have seen singers or people who talk a lot. Once they get a little of phlegm, they drink hot water and it clears. Okay, it is light, it clears the bladder. Okay, you feel like passing urine after you drink hot water. And even for external use, if a person finds it difficult to pass urine, we do dhara, or we pour hot water on the bladder, or we make the person sit in warm water so that urine expulsion happens better. Managing hiccups, it also manages hiccup when you drink hot water. Okay, it can manage cough, cold, breathing issues, and a lot of other conditions. Okay, you can slowly start asking your questions. Okay, so water is something which we use water both externally and internally, and internally we also use water to make a lot of medicines. All decoctions, all arishtams, asavam, everything, you have got a lot of water content in it. So water as such, as medicine and as food, is very, very, very important in our day-to-day life. And Ayurveda gives a lot of importance to water, and it also considers water to be amrutopamam, equal to nectar. So that means we cannot survive without water. Okay, so if you have got any questions, you can start asking your questions. We'll slowly get into one by one. Okay. So here, the properties of water has been told about Gangambu. There's something called Gangambu. Ganga is the river Ganga. Gangambu means Ganga water. That doesn't mean the water from the river Ganga. It means the water which actually comes from Shiva's head. Okay, that means it is rain water. Okay, so rain water is supposed to be the best water. Okay, and the worst water is river water in rainy season. Okay, so the best water in rainy season is the rain, and the worst water is in rainy season river water. Okay, so can we replace water with tea or infusion? Uh, no, Marcia. Okay, if you are in a disease condition and then yes, you have been recommended to take some infusion or decoction, then fine. Otherwise, on a normal day, I would say drinking a normal water is fine. But if you feel that you have got a little bit of indigestion, then you can probably add a little bit of dry ginger or cumin or something into it, and you can boil the water and drink it. In Kerala, we have got this habit of adding a little bit of spices into it, as you said, infusing into it and drinking it depending upon the season. But by and large, if you're healthy, I think, oh, sorry, let me put that question there. Okay. Um, by and large, if you're healthy, it is okay for you to drink normal water. Depending upon the season or your condition, you can actually take cold water or hot water. um, what causes hiccups? According to modern thing, they say it's the vagus nerve suddenly gets activated and you get hiccups. Okay, and it is basically from the diaphragm. And according to Ayurveda, it is the pratiloma gati of vata. Okay, vata, which is supposed to go down, is actually suddenly coming up and you get hiccups. So trasanam is one treatment which has been told for hiccups. That means you suddenly shock the person. Okay, when the person gets shocked, immediately vata anuloma happens, and this is a very good way of managing hiccups. You can also hold your breath for some time so that your hiccup goes down. Hot water is very good for hiccups. Is it okay to drink hot water? Yes, hot water. See, it again, Anisha, it depends upon what your health condition is. If you are sick, okay, if you have got fever, but in fever you're not supposed to drink too much of water. If you have got cold or if you have got cough, then I would say yes, drinking that little bit of hot water will actually help you feel better. But otherwise, if it is summer, you can drink if you feel after food. Yes, it is always good to drink a little bit of hot water after food, but otherwise you can resort to cool water. There is no hard and fast rule that you should drink hot water throughout the day, but if your condition is such that you have to drink hot water, that means your kapha is too much, your body is too cold, then resort to hot water. What is the best drink or food to have first thing in the morning? Yeah, Suma, I don't think you should be drinking too much of water, but drinking a glass of, or maybe 100 ml or 200 ml of warm water will actually help you evacuate your bowels faster. As I was telling, hot water also help you evacuate your bladder better. Okay, so drinking a little bit of warm, not be very hot, slightly more than warm water would be the first thing for you to take in the morning. Yeah, sabja water is something which people take to cool the system down. Okay, but you can also use dhania water, gold dhania. You can boil gold dhania in water and consume that also. The proportion is probably half teaspoon to a liter of water. You boil that and drink also, your body actually cools down. There are people who also drink sandal infused water, which will also cool the water, or vetiver. Okay, infused water, which will also cool the body down. Okay. How much water would be considered as atyambupana? Okay, ati ambupana. Those are three words mixed into one as atyambupana. Atyambupana is overhydration. See, Anirudh, there is nothing like a fixed quantity for everybody. It depends from person to person. First thing, okay, and it depends from the kind of work that person does. If the person is working in the fields, then he should probably drink more water. If a person is always in the air conditioned room, then a little bit of water is more than enough. And then it also depends upon the season. If it is summer, then probably, or autumn, you might have to drink more water. If it's winter, you do not drink too much of water. But I would say, just unnecessarily drinking water, okay, is not good for you. Too much. If you can just go through Google and see dehydration and overhydration, you'll see that overhydration is equally bad or even more bad than dehydration. Okay, because if you drink too much of water, you start losing a lot of micronutrients in the system. So don't drink, over drink. And quantity, I know it depends from person to person, but I would say at an average somewhere around 1.5 liters per day would be decent enough. See, copper vessel, it does help. Okay, but which is the best vessel? Gold vessel is the best vessel, Shashikar. Okay, if you can afford a golden pot, then that would be the best thing for you. Silver is also good. Copper is also good. Earthen pot is also good. But I would say the restriction with earthen pot is, if I am from Kerala and if I get an earthen pot from somewhere from Varanasi or from Kashi, I don't know how good that is going to be. For me, the best earthen pot is something which is locally made, which stores local water for somebody who is local. Okay, so in different seasons, Ayurveda says mud pot would be the best thing for you to store water in all seasons and consume. Okay, copper is also good. I think Arvind, I just said that mud pot would be the best thing, and if you can source the mud pot locally, then that would be the best thing for you. Okay, and copper vessel is also good. Okay, because copper does not react too much of water. But one thing I would say is, don't leave water overnight. After you're done with the day, empty the pot, fill it the next day, and start afresh. Okay, don't hold the water in the pot overnight and then consume it. Okay, because water, anything that is kept overnight gets a lot of tamas into it. So leaving things overnight, in my opinion, even the text you see that it is not very good. So even when you are boiling water, people have got the habit of drinking boiled water. If you get up in the morning and boil water, finish it before the end of the day. Don't carry forward the boiled water to the next day. Okay, it is not good. The same applies to food also, because cooked food, it's already processed. If it is uncooked, it is fine. So the veggies are fine, fruits are fine, grains are fine, pulses are fine. The moment it has been cooked, the more you leave it overnight, it has got the effect of moon, or we call that tamas. Okay, it is not good for health. Same thing happens with water also. When you've got water in the well, you can't say you can't carry it overnight, right? So the moment you boil it, that means the moment you cook it, okay, don't leave it overnight. Boil water afresh every day and consume it. Okay. What are the probable reasons for someone who is prone to muscle cramps during exercise? How to prevent it? Okay, muscle cramps happen in the system. The first thing what you see is dehydration. That means you have lost a lot of water from the system. That means your body has lost water. So where does the body lose water from? It is basically from the blood, because that's where too much of water is. Okay, so the moment you have got reduction of water, you will have less water in every tissue, and the muscle actually cringes. That's what spasm is all about. But when you have done too much of exercise, you should note that along with the water, you would have also lost a lot of salts. Okay, so replacing the salts also is very important. Mostly, we have got ORS, which is available in the market, and at home, we say for 200 ml of water, you can add 1 teaspoon, to 5 to 7 grams of sugar to 1 or 2 pinches of salt, and make an ORS and consume. Okay, so this is, you can't, if before you actually going out in the sun and playing, it's always good for you to drink a lot of water and then go and play. Okay, and when you sweat, keep on hydrating. So here We cannot restrict a person, say only you should drink only 1.5 liters of water. No, because it depends upon what kind of work he's doing. If he's playing in the hot sun on the ground, then he should be consuming more water. So the only way to prevent it is stay hydrated, and then try to replace a little bit of salts also. Is there an ideal way of boiling water Ayurvedically? Time span for boiling. See, if you look at any cooking in Ayurveda, cooking, okay, medicine preparation is different, but mostly all cooking have been told from Manda to Madhya Agni, never on extreme heat. It's been low to medium heat. So just imagine how long. So it might take, it depends upon how much of water you're using, but it is always good to heat the water in medium temperature. Okay, Priyanka. Yeah, Shyam. Um, any appropriate time to have cold or warm water? See, cold water after food is not a good idea, Shyam. Okay, and it is always good for you to drink hot water on top of food. Okay, first part of it. And alkaline water, which is miracle water, is something which, if you look at, yeah, there are a lot of studies and they say a lot of things, but if you look at the common sense part of it, it is somewhere around 7 or something, the pH in the tummy. Okay, no, sorry, 6 or something, if I'm right. So below 6, so it is acidic. Okay, so the moment you don't want to make, and the reason why digestion happens properly in your stomach is because it is acidic. You don't want to add alkaline water and say that, oh, the moment you drink alkaline water, your stomach becomes alkaline. And no, it doesn't happen like that. Stomach, it is natural intelligence. Okay, the moment you eat too much of food doesn't mean that you are going to kill your acid, and there is nothing like acid staying in your stomach. Acid gets released from the stomach for a healthy person. Acid gets released from the stomach depending upon the quantity and quality of food you eat. Okay, stomach is more intelligent than we think. Just because you drink a little bit of water, that like people think, you drink water, it's going to dilute your acids or anything. It is not going to happen. Body is not so stupid at all. Okay, the moment you drink water, if it feels that it is getting slightly alkaline, it will produce a little bit of acid and make it acidic so that food gets digested. So alkaline water, it has to go through the stomach, right? So each and every part of the body has got different pH. Blood has got different pH. Okay, a stomach has got a different pH. The brain has got a different pH. So just because you drink alkaline water, this alkaline water does not know how to adjust to different part of the body, right? The body is intelligent enough to maintain that pH of that system to stay healthy. I think I made that clear, Shyam. Does water in copper vessel does not cool the body too much, Shashikar? Okay, it doesn't heat the body, but it doesn't cool the body too much. But water by and large cools the body. Okay, even if it is hot water in small quantities can actually increase your appetite and help you in digestion, but water as such cools the system down. Okay, if you drink more of hot water, that doesn't mean that your appetite doesn't get disturbed. Yes, in small quantities it reduces kapha, it becomes digestive, it becomes appetite, but in large quantities, it cools the system down. Okay, so leaving water overnight in a copper vessel is actually not a very good idea. Okay, there's something called Hamsodaka which has been mentioned. Okay, it is a specific nakshatra. Okay, that moon, that effect of that moon on water, and that is a different topic altogether. But to have water on a regular basis like that, you can have water kept in a copper vessel. Yes, if you feel thirsty at night, you can have a little bit, but I would say don't make it a habit. Okay, drinking water which has been, if it is not boiled, it is fine. But if it's boiled, don't leave it overnight. But you can have it from copper water. Water by and large will cool the system down. Okay, it is Pittahara, water. Samriddhi, if you are healthy, yes, and if you don't feel like drinking too much of water, I don't want you to force yourself to drink water. But listen to your system. It also depends upon what kind of food you eat. If you are somebody, if you are from a region where you mix a lot of rasam, or you mix a lot of sambar, or buttermilk or something in rice, and the rice is more of semi-solidish, then by naturally you're consuming a lot of water. Okay, it need not be water per se. So if you are somebody who eats dry food like just roti, okay, or some dry sabji or something, then you might feel like drinking more water. Okay, but I would say drink decent amount of water. Don't force yourself too much. What opinion on boiling water and electric? See, I'm not against progressive science. Okay, so it is heat that actually boils water. So, however, you can generate heat without causing a problem. I'm not. I don't know about a micro whether radiation actually affects or not. But electric kettle is something which generates heat because of current. But one thing what I am not very comfortable with water kettle boiling the water is it just happens in a fizz, pretty fast. Heat is so fast that it boils very fast. But otherwise, I don't think there's a problem. But if you ask me, it's always good to boil water to medium temperature. Okay, but being progressive with science is also fine, Anusha. um, Prunes soaked overnight, it has become a habit right now. People, not prunes, berries. Okay, people also consume nuts soaked overnight. Okay, a lot of health benefits have been told about berries, and they ask you to take berries on a daily basis. I would not recommend anything to be consumed too much. Okay, even if, see, if I see, okay, how do I put it? I've seen people who get up in the morning, drink a little bit of water, and then have a handful of, four almonds, four badams, four pistas, little bit of green, little bit of prunes, and all those things, first thing in the morning at about 7:30, 8 on empty stomach, and then they have their breakfast about 9:30. So I asked them, are they actually hungry by the time they want to eat the breakfast? They said no, because they have had their dry fruits and prunes and berries and all those things. I don't think that is the right way of handling things. Everything should be in moderation. If you want to eat something which has been kept overnight soaked, fine, but have it along with your breakfast. Don't take it as such in the morning and then wait for about an hour and a half, then have your breakfast, then wait for about another 11, another 1.5 hours and have a fruit, then wait for some time, then have a have your lunch, then wait. See, you are eating multiple times, which Ayurveda does not say it is good, and that is one reason why a lot of people have got metabolic issues right now. They don't wait for themselves to get hungry. Okay, I'm not against prunes. You can have it, but have something which you are genetically used to, and have something which grows locally around you. Tulsi leaf, there are two kinds of tulsi. One is Krishna tulsi, one is Rama tulsi. Both are Ushna. Okay. So, it is basically, when you what do you call, squeeze the tulsi or rub it into the water, then you get more, the heat of the tulsi actually gets transferred more into the water. If you have just left a few leaves into the water, very little of the tulsi essence actually gets into water. Okay, but tulsi, we actually soak tulsi in water, take the leaf out, squeeze it, mix it with the dry ginger and give it for cough, and you can mix it with honey and give. Tulsi is actually a very good antimicrobial, antifungal thing, and the water, just because you put a few leaves, doesn't make the water extremely medicated. But It gives a flavor of tulsi. Okay, and it also depends on how much of tulsi you're adding into it, Shashikar. Okay, but if you squeeze the leaves and get the juice into the water, then it becomes slightly on the warmer side. Uh, Shashikar, see, these are good questions, but I can't give specific answers for this because I'll tell you why. Okay, if I have soaked, as you said just before, a tulsi leaf, okay, or if I have soaked a raisin, if I have soaked a badam, if I have soaked the root of bala, if the medicinal properties of the root has to enter the water, in my opinion, never enter. You have to boil it. Okay, you have to cut it into small pieces, very small pieces, fine pieces, then leave it in water. Same thing, see. So each and every herb, depending upon the hardness of the herb, it depends how long will it take for it to seep into the water. And most of the times, just dropping a herb in water, you will very rarely get the medicinal property into it. A little bit, yes, the flavor and all can come into it because those actually come out very fast. But if medicinal properties have to get into it, hima is one preparation where it's not heated. Phanta is another one where you make tea. You have got a hot powder and you pour hot water into it, boiling water into it, mix it, and then and then you have got kwatha where you boil it. There are different ways in which you can make a decoction. Okay, so it depends upon the hardness of the herb you add. Bottom line. See, genetically modified hybrid varieties of things. Um, Studies are there that it can also alter your DNA. Okay, so you know that that is not going to be, that is not healthy at all. So in terms of Ayurveda, Ayurveda does not mention any of the GMOs. Okay, and GMOs have come into existence so that there is no scarcity for food. Okay, in one way, yes, you are able to feed people, but in one part of it, are you feeding the people the right healthy food? Okay, so that's one element. So, in my opinion, it might not be the most healthiest of foods available, but at least food is available. Okay, and when you have got these chemical pesticides, that's the reason why people have started going organic and natural farming to avoid pesticides. Pesticides, they don't take, they're not expelled from the body that quickly. They stay in the body for long, and if we keep on consuming these pesticide exposed fruit or vegetable for long, cumulatively it can affect, you can even, blood issues, cancers, a lot of things can actually affect you if you are exposed to these pesticides for a longer period of time. I would say even preservatives, they say sometimes, 2.5 milligrams of this is the acceptable dose, or when they add a preservative into a liquid, they say this is acceptable dose. It also depends upon, probably in 100 ml of water, if 1 gram is acceptable, okay, and but if you drink that 100 ml, you drink 10 bottles, a liter, then you have actually ingested and very high amount of preservative, and if you keep on doing that on a regular basis, that is also bad. We call that slow poison. Just because that dose has been approved by WHO or FDA doesn't mean that you can actually consume that on a regular basis and say it is safe. Hope I'm making myself very clear. Okay. um, Hello world, can we use boiled water after 24 hours? As I said, it is always good to get up in the morning, boil the water, and finish it by the end of the day. Simple. Okay, anything, you get up in the morning, cook, you finish the food by the end of the day. Do as just like you don't carry forward anything processed or cooked, likewise you don't carry forward cooked water. Boiled water is cooked water, right? So you don't carry forward to the next day. Okay, I think that is clear, right? How much of water to drink at night? Uh, Shreyas, there is no fixed thing that you have to drink so much of water at night. People who are on medication, especially people who are diabetic or people who are taking medicines for high blood pressure, will always have a tendency to pass more urine. Okay, so you can't tell them how much of water to drink. It depends directly upon your thirst. Okay, but if you drink too much of water, you'll always go to the bathroom. And there are people who drink water, they go to the bathroom. The moment they go to the bathroom and come back, they again drink water. They again go to the bathroom. They say their sleep is disturbed. So if that drinking water is actually disturbing your peace of mind and sleep, then check and see how much of water you should be consuming. But there are no fixed rules that this much of water should be had at night. As per Ayurveda, the best metal to be worn is gold. Ayurveda, there is nothing. It's not only Ayurveda, everywhere. Normally, so generally for all people, And I don't want to say about what Sadhguru says, but if I say that everybody should wear jeans or everybody should wear a sari, it doesn't happen. All women should wear sari, also doesn't happen. It depends upon which region you are, what is your culture, everything. So if one thing is prescribed for everybody, in my opinion, and according to Ayurveda, that is not the right approach. But generally speaking, yes, you can say copper is actually good, but you can't say that is the best. Copper might be something which actually helps you realign yourself, yes, but if you look, gold might be superior, but copper is cheaper. So you can wear copper, no problem. But I don't want to get into controversy here. Heating food in an oven or air fryer. See, these are all new methods of cooking, Shashikar. What about pressure cooker? Just because my great grandmother used firewood to cook, I can't say that is the only way you can cook. Okay, let me be very practical about things also. Air fryer is something which is what do you call it? It is basically dry cooking. Things where you want to dry cook, you can use an air fryer. Whether it's good or bad is something which is see, nothing is good or bad here. Okay, and when you're cooking in a microwave oven, there are a lot of studies which say that it is bad, and there are a lot of studies which say it is not bad. So you don't know what to believe here, true or not. So you be moderate about things, and there are not a lot of things you can't say. I would say if you travel by flight, it increases vata. So you should not. It increases vata too much, so you cannot travel by flight. It's fine, but see, last year when I went to the US, I can't walk or I can't go by train. I had to take a flight. Things have changed. Lot of modern things have come into being, but I would say be aware as to what is happening. Being aware is more important. I don't say you can completely shun what you call a pressure cooker and say it's not good at all. Okay, or you can't say microwave oven is really bad. As new scientific things are coming in, and when you look at manufacturing procedures which are happening in Ayurvedic pharmacies right now, nobody is using, very rare, very few. I don't think anybody is using firewood nowadays. They use steam gaskets and they make medicines in those, right? Is it good or bad? They've used modern technology to actually try to get the same effect. So without compromising on the quality, if you can adapt modern techniques, that is the best thing, Shashikar. Okay. Does jeera water help in burning fat? Jeera water doesn't help too much in burning fat. Jeera water helps you actually feel lighter after a food. Okay, if you have got too much of gas issues, jeera water works really well. And if you have got indigestion, I would say dry ginger, shunthi water is much better. And if you have got too much of summers, you have got too much of burning sensation, if too much of heat, then dhania water is much better. So depending upon condition, you can actually use. But jeera water, by and large, will not help you lose weight or help in burning fat. Do a little bit of exercises, Shreyas. Uh, Priyanka, milk is actually food. You get up in the morning and drink milk. Yes, I understand. And within 20 minutes, you drink milk. After 20 minutes, I don't think you will be hungry to eat the breakfast, because milk is guru. Okay, it is heavy, irrespective of whether it is cow's milk or buffalo's milk. Buffalo's milk is even heavier. So you see two things: salt, viruddha. That's one part of it. Second part is there's something called adhyashanam. That means you are consuming food before the previously consumed food is not digested. Your milk has not been digested properly. Before that, you are again consuming a breakfast. I would say have your breakfast and drink milk along with it. Okay, and avoid these salty things. Probably you can have it for lunch. So where were we? Okay. Can see, Samriddhi, there is not something which is good for everyone. Okay, and ash god or kushmanda, it is, valli phalanam. Okay, Shreshtham. Valli Phala means on the creepers. Valli Phalanam Shreshtham Kushmandam Vata Pitta Jit. Okay. It actually reduces Vata and Pitta. It promotes Kapha. So for a skinny person, you can definitely have ash god juice. Okay. It will not make him even leaner. Don't even bother about it. But it also depends upon what kind of food he consumes throughout the day. Okay. It is highly pranic. Yes, it is very good. It is the best among all the creeper veggies. But why are you consuming it is something which you have to think. It is also good for all kinds of poisoning. That's the reason why we say it is good, as which will increase your, spiritually it is very high, because it removes all the toxins from the system, including metallic toxins. You can have it, but if you feel that you are not able to digest it properly, then you can give it a thought. Okay. Anusha, the boiled water, the difference between non-boiled water and boiled water, Ayurveda says that very clearly. The moment you boil water, anything when it's cooked, it becomes easily digestible. Okay. So that is the only reason why I would say that you have to consume boiled water. But if you're okay consuming normal water and you are healthy, it is well and good. There is no hard and fast rule that you should drink only boiled water. No. Ayurveda does not mention about blood donation. You don't see blood donation, okay, as per se, but blood, one person donating to another person is not there. But the other kind, when a person is suffering from blood loss, yes, there has been there is something called rakta vasti. That means you give blood enema. Okay, and normally that is not human blood that used to be given. It used to be goat's blood that used to be given as enema. And what happens is that blood gets absorbed from the all the things of the blood gets absorbed from the gut. Okay. So now next, does the donor have any side effects after donating? There is a loss of blood, maybe 450 ml to 500 ml of blood, and which the body can automatically in a few days, might be 7 days we normally say. According to Ayurveda, a dhatu takes 7 days to get formed. Within 7 days, that is replenished. So that might not be a problem. Side, but I don't know apart from that where they are they going to be any side. But if a person is not strong enough mentally or physically, I don't say he should be donating blood at all. Okay. Anusha, I understand that you consume borrowed water and then it goes through your aqua guard or UV filter water. Okay. Mineral lost in filtration process is something which is there are a lot of machines which have also come which do the what do you call water softener plus remineralizing things. You can actually check that thing online. They do remineralizing, but we don't know to what extent that is good. Just because I'll tell you why. See, you stay in Bangalore, but I don't know where you are from. Okay, for me, if you look, I am in this place for the past 40 or more close to 40 45 years. Okay, so I belong to this place, and we have got an open well here, and I drink water from that open well. I boil that water and drink. Okay, so you understand. So I am in this place. I drink water from this place. I actually consume vegetables which grow around this place, and I try to keep it all local. Okay, but now that you are drinking, now that and all the minerals which are dissolved in this land actually gets into my body. So when somebody is trying to remineralize your water, uh, it depends upon what kind of minerals are being added into water. Okay, I don't say those are bad. You can definitely give it a try. You can get a water softener come plus a remineralizing equipment which will remineralize your water. I think it should work for you. Okay, otherwise you cannot do anything about it. Mineral is lost is lost. Um, I don't think washing it really well, which actually remove a lot of pesticides and all those things which are there superficially, which are but things see just like you know there are a lot of people who say I drop it in turmeric water so that the all the pesticides and everything gets removed. It doesn't work like that. See, you know that if you apply an oil or a cream on your skin, you know, if you just wash it with water, yes, the oil goes, but do you think that oil or the cream doesn't get absorbed into the body? It does. It does get absorbed. There is transdermal absorption. Likewise, in vegetables and fruit, also it gets absorbed through the skin of the vegetable and fruit. Just by washing it or soaking it will not remove the pesticides. It's deep inside. Please suggest activities to be done during 2 to 6 p.m. Vatakal. 2 to 6 p.m. is Vatakal. Okay. What not to do is something which I can tell you. Don't go for vigorous exercises if you are somebody who is not overbuilt. Okay, because that is vata increasing time. And this that is why you normally what happens is people take a nap. The afternoon nap is normally done. Okay, not see in those days people used to have their food at about 10, 10:30, 11, and then they used to do some activities, and then the afternoon nap is normally done after 2 p.m., somewhere around 3 p.m. for about half an hour. Vata time you don't want to do, you actually take rest and your kapha goes up. Very good thing to do. If you're working in an office, you can ask your boss and tell him, this is a time where my doctor has asked me to take a nap. So, generally speaking, if you're not taking a nap, it is a time where you have to pull your activity extremely low. Okay, so that's the most important thing which you have to do. Probably you can drink something, and I would not say drinking tea, coffee is very good during the evening because it is the vata period. I always tell you to drink what milk or at least diluted milk so that it will keep the vata under control. Rain, bore, well, RO, river, etc. How should it purify apart from boiling any other way? See, boiling water is basically the best way of disinfecting water. Okay, it might not remove the chemicals and all those things, but boiling water makes a water safe to drink. Okay, and if you ask me which is the best water, Gangambu or rainwater is definitely the best water. And it so Gangambu Navaso Brishtam, that which has not come in touch with contact with what called land, air, or something, directly rainwater is the best. And again, the quality of the water depends upon on which land it falls. Okay, if your land is an agricultural land and you have put a lot of pesticides and lot of chemicals, the water before it falls on the land is actually good. The moment it falls and gets absorbed and it gets into the well, that water might not be good. But by and large, well water is good. River water is good to drink, but not during the rainy season. Pond water. See, in those days, water was not polluted, so they were happy to drink water from all sources. But the safest way to do is you boil it and drink it. Okay. For shower, taking cold bath in the morning and warm at night is it ideally based upon the weather season? Um, Cold water in the morning and warm water at night has not been mentioned in Ayurveda. Okay. It again depends upon the season. If the season is hot, then you can take bath in cold water. If the moment the season slowly starts becoming cooler, you have to shift to hot water. It is very, very, very simple. Okay. But one thing is that never pour hot water. Natu uttamanga. Uttamanga means above your neck. Never pour hot water on your face or on your head. It is not good for your eyes and your hair. Okay, hot water is not good for your quality of your hair because it increases the pitta too much. It is not good for that. Okay, apart from that, I would not recommend anybody, if the doctor has not advised you, I would not recommend anybody to take bath in extremely hot water. Let it be slightly on the warmer side. You will feel good when you take bath in hot water, but if you notice that after taking bath in hot water, you will feel slightly tired because that hot also removes kapha, which is the strength. But when you take take a shower in warm water, your vata gets under control, but your kapha is not disturbed. You still have got the strength. Hope that is clear. Shreyas, 50 to 100 ml of hot water will not improve your liver function. Okay, liver function doesn't get improved. If you look at how much the liver is something which works overtime. It has to work. It doesn't get rest like the heart or the brain or some other thing. Which when you're sleeping, your brain, when a heart in between it gets. But the liver is something which works 24 hours, and if it doesn't work, you are gone. Okay, so just by drinking 100 ml of hot water will not help your liver at all. Liver will actually get better if you change what you're eating and if you actually change the way your lifestyle is. You get extremely active physically active, and physical activity and physical exercise are two different things. Okay, you walking around, standing, doing a lot of things here and there is physical activity. Good, but physical exercise is something which you have to do beyond that. So if you are disciplined as far as your food goes, your sleep goes, and your exercise routine goes, physical activity and physical exercise goes, that will actually help recover your liver, not just by drinking 100 ml of hot water after food. Okay, it will help your digestion happen slightly faster. That's it. But liver, I don't think it's directly going to improve your liver health. Aravind, what you said is true. There is something called acid rain. And that is one reason why Taj Mahal is also getting destroyed, because they have got a lot of industries in Agra, and a lot of smoke and acid in the air. And the moment it rains, it brings down the acid, and the acid falls on Taj Mahal, and Taj Mahal is getting eroded. What you said is true. Okay, but technically speaking, that's why we say never get drenched in new rain. Okay, when it is raining first, we tell people not. Even those days, acharyas used to say not to get drenched in new rain, because you'll have dust. Those it was only dust, dust and pollens and all those things. So don't get exposed to that. And after it starts raining, what you said is true. It's all polluted. Probably Samadhi, I feel that you might be feeling lethargic during the digestive period of your lunch. You have your lunch at about 1:30, and then you feel lethargic by about 2:30. That is a time where the food is getting digested. So when the food is getting digested, what happens? The blood rushes to digest it. There is a dip of blood supply to your brain, and most people actually feel slightly drowsy and lethargic during the evenings. And once the food is digested and gone, you'll feel much better. You wash your face and probably drink a cup of coffee or tea. Suddenly your energy level goes up. So this is quite normal. Okay, so during afternoon, people feeling dull is actually normal. But if you are feeling extremely dull, then it is something. Then you have to have a check. You meet a doctor, and then probably check your metabolism once more. Okay. So slowly we are coming to the end of this session. It's almost 58 minutes. Okay, we can handle questions next week also. Okay, great. Okay, so by and large, what I would say is, and there's one other thing which I want to tell you is, people actually boil water. Okay, and when the water is being served, it is very hot. So what they do is they add cold water into that normal water into that boiled water to make it drinkable, to bring it to drinkable temperature. It is not good, because this boiled water is cooked water and this is uncooked water. Don't mix cooked and uncooked. Have the patience, leave it for some time so that the temperature comes down, and then consume. So with that note, good night.